Imagine this. You wake up one morning and everything you have is gone. Your house taken, your money vanished, your job given to someone else. You go from living in luxury to struggling just to survive. And the worst part? No one believes you were ever successful. Now, on the other side of town, there's someone who had nothing yesterday. But today, they're waking up in your bed, spending your money, and working your high-paying job. They don't know the first thing about your world, but now they have to learn. Sounds insane, right? Well, that's exactly what happens in Trading Places, a movie that's not just a comedy, but also a brilliant lesson on money, business, and how the system is really designed. You see, in the movie, two billionaires decide to run a twisted experiment. They bet $1 that they can take a poor man and turn him into a successful businessman, while taking a rich man and making him fail, just to see if success is about skill or just privilege. And what happens next? One man rises to the challenge, while the other completely falls apart. But beyond the laughs, this movie exposes real financial truths, how wealth really works, how people are judged by money, and how markets can be manipulated. So if you've ever wondered how the rich stay rich, how investing works, or what it actually takes to build wealth, then stick around. Because today on Real Hustle Academy, we're breaking down Trading Places and uncovering the business and money lessons you can use in real life. Alright, before we dive into the lessons, let's quickly go over what happens in Trading Places. The movie follows two men, Louis Winthorpe III and Billy Ray Valentine. Winthorpe is a wealthy, successful commodities broker. He wears expensive suits, eats in fancy restaurants. Two old billionaires who run a powerful financial firm. They argue about whether success is based on natural talent or just having the right opportunities. So they decide to run a little experiment. They make a $1 bet to see if they can destroy a rich man's life and replace him with someone from the streets. Just for fun, and they go all in. They frame Winthorpe for a crime he didn't commit. They freeze his bank accounts. They take away his job, his house, even his fiancée turns on him. In a matter of days, he goes from being rich and respected to homeless and completely alone. At the same time, they take Billy Ray Valentine and put him in Winthorpe's place. They give him a mansion, a high-paying job, and all the respect that comes with money. At first, he doesn't believe it. He thinks it's all a setup. But once he realizes it's real, he starts to enjoy the perks. And here's where it gets interesting. Billy Ray, despite having zero experience in finance, quickly figures things out. He starts making smart business moves and proves that he's just as capable, if not better, than the rich guys at the firm. Meanwhile, Winthorpe, he completely falls apart. He doesn't know how to survive without his wealth and connections. He begs for money, gets thrown in jail, and reaches his lowest point. But the real twist comes when both of them discover the truth about the Duke brothers' experiment. And instead of just walking away, they decide to get revenge. How? By beating the billionaires at their own game, in the stock market. And what happens next? Well, that's where the biggest business lessons of the movie come in. Let's break them down. One of the biggest takeaways from Trading Places is this: money alone won't keep you rich. Knowing how to use it will. Think about it. Billy Ray Valentine had no money, no education, and no business experience. But once he learned how the stock market worked, he started making smart financial moves. He understood that wealth isn't just about having money, it's about knowing how to grow it. Meanwhile, Louis Winthorpe had been rich his entire life. But when his money was taken away, he didn't know how to survive. He had never actually learned how to build wealth. He had just been born into it, and the moment it was gone, he crumbled. It's not about how much money you have, it's about what you know. If you don't understand investing, saving, and managing money, then even if you get rich, you won't stay rich. Here's something Trading Places exposes that most people don't talk about. The financial system is not fair. The rich don't just have more money. They have inside information, connections, and access that regular people don't. In the movie, the Duke brothers try to manipulate the orange juice futures market by getting a secret government crop report before anyone else. This would allow them to place bets on the market before the news went public, making them millions overnight. Now, in real life, this is called insider trading, and it's illegal, but let's be honest, stuff like this still happens all the time. Hedge funds, billionaires, and politicians often have access to market-moving information before regular investors do. That's why you'll sometimes see stock prices moving before big news is even announced, because some people already knew the outcome before the public did. But here's the best part. Winthorpe and Valentine used this system against them. They tricked the Dukes into betting on the wrong market moves, causing them to lose everything. The stock market isn't always fair, but that doesn't mean you can't win. The key is to educate yourself, understand how the game works, and always protect your investments. At the start of the movie, Louis Winthorpe is treated like an important person, not because he's better than anyone else, but because he's rich. People respect him because he wears nice suits, speaks confidently, and has money. But the second he loses his wealth, everything changes. People ignore him. His fiancée leaves him. The same society that once admired him now sees him as worthless. On the flip side, Billy Ray Valentine, who was seen as a scammer and a criminal, suddenly becomes respected the moment he gets money. People start listening to him, taking him seriously, and treating him like he's someone important. Now, is this fair? Number, but it's a harsh reality in business. How people perceive you matters. People respect money. They respect confidence. They respect success. If you want to be taken seriously in business, you need to position yourself correctly. Your skills matter, but how people see you also plays a big role. So, what can we learn from Trading Places? More than just a funny movie, it's a powerful lesson on how money, business, and the financial system really work. Let's quickly recap the biggest takeaways. Financial knowledge is more important than money. If you don't understand how money works, you'll lose it. Learning about investing, business, and markets is the real key to building wealth. The system is rigged, but you can still win. The wealthy have access to information that most people don't. But if you educate yourself and make smart moves, you can still build success. People judge you based on money, not just talent. The way you present yourself in business matters. Branding, confidence, and positioning can open doors that talent alone won't. Revenge is best served in the stock market. Winthorpe and Valentine didn't fight back with violence. They fought back by playing the game smarter and using knowledge to take down their enemies. And that's a lesson in itself. Success is the best revenge. Now, here's the big question. If you were in this experiment, would you rise to the challenge like Billy Ray or crumble like Winthorpe? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this breakdown valuable, hit that like button and subscribe for more business lessons from movies. We break down the best money and business strategies from Hollywood so you can apply them in real life.